Welcome to the C-Suite at the Open video series with TMX Group. I'm Arnie Goldstein, Head of Company Services based out of Vancouver. Joining me today is Daniel Earle, the President and CEO of our newly listed Solaris Resources Inc. Welcome, Daniel. Thanks for joining me today. How are you doing?
Thanks so much. I'm doing very well. Very excited to be here.
So Solaris Resources, tell me what your business is doing. What's the elevator pitch? What's the story here?
Okay, so Solaris is a copper, gold growth and discovery story. It's managed by the Augusta Group, which has an unrivaled track record of value creation in the mining sector, totaling over $4.5 billion of exit transactions in the last decade. And it's backed by Ross Beaty and Lucas Lundin. These are the most successful players in the mining industry. We've got a portfolio of copper and gold assets, all in the Americas. This includes our principal project, Warintza in Ecuador, which features a high-grade resource with expansion and additional discovery potential. And then we've got a portfolio of grassroots projects, Tamarugo in Chile, Capricho and Paco Orco in Peru, that we're also very excited about the discovery potential on. And then a number of JVs with some of the largest players in the industry. Freeport-McMoRan is drilling on our Ricardo project in Chile. And then Teck Resources, we have a JV on a project in Mexico called La Verde.
Wow, that's a lot of big names and quite a lot of activity going on. What are some of the catalysts that's going to affect your activity down in South America?
Well, the big thing is just the unfolding recognition of the quality of our Warintza project. This is a discovery that was made by David Lowell in the early 2000s. And it sat dormant up until last year due to a breakdown in social issues that we've since been able to resolve on the property. Now, David Lowell, if you don't know him, he was the world's greatest explorer. He made more discoveries of greater consequence than anyone in history, including La Escondida. This is the largest copper mine in the world and one of the biggest metal mines, period, in the world. So this was his discovery. And at Warintza, there's just a minimal amount of shallow drilling located only on the discovery outcrop, and yet we've got a high-grade resource. The grade of our resource, 0.7 copper equivalent, is more than double the average mine grade last year. It's outcropping at surface, it's open in every direction laterally, it's open at depth, and the holes are bottoming in mineralization. So the key catalyst for us is just going to be the market recognizing that, and then us going about growing that resource. But that's just the beginning. The real story is going to be in the unfolding discovery part of the property. And that's really the key point to understand, is that resource is sitting in the very center of a 5-kilometer long trend of outcropping high-grade copper mineralization, which has never been drilled. So we're hoping to make additional discoveries on the copper side. Now, there is a gold component to the story. Gold, of course, is very topical. It's closing in on setting new all-time highs in terms of the nominal gold price, and that's emerged relatively recently. The gold was never pursued by David Lowell in the early 2000s because the low-hanging fruit for him was the outcropping high-grade copper up on the ridgeline. The gold is located down in the valley under cover. But the scale here is really what's impressive. The largest of our anomalies, and we have 3, is twice the size of the Detour Lake system in Ontario, which is a 22 million ounce gold system. And there's gold shedding off of this anomaly that's being mined all the way out across the border in Peru. So this is real elephant country. We've got world-class growth and discovery potential here at Solaris in both copper and gold. And that's really what investors are looking for from our story.
Wow, that sounds like some huge potential. Anything you want to leave with investors as final thoughts for today?
Well, I think the really attractive part, even if you're not a technical person and easy to understand, is that this company is invested in by some of the most successful players in the industry. So Richard Warwick, our executive chairman, is the largest individual shareholder. Ross Beaty and Lucas Lundin are strategic shareholders of ours. These gentlemen have made billions of dollars each for our shareholders. And you have an opportunity, if we open up, where we expect to buy into the company at more or less the same price as these people were able to. So I don't think you have to do a lot of thinking beyond that.
Well, Dan, thanks for joining me today, and I'm really looking forward to watching your news flow coming along.
Thanks so much. Pleasure to be here.